Here is an outrageous vagina fact from the book, The Technology of Orgasm by Rachel Maines. It is illegal to sell vibrators in the following states: Texas, Ohio, Georgia, and Arkansas. If you are caught with the intent to sell, you could be fined up to $10,000 and face up to 1 year of jail time or hard labor. It is totally legal to sell guns in all of these states. We have yet to hear of a mass murder committed with a vibrator.
More than a dozen U.S. states have laws that prohibit the sale of sexual devices. Alabama used to be one of them. But the state ban on sexual devices, such as vibrators, was declared unconstitutional and overturned twice. Once in 1999 and once in 2002 by a federal district judge. Despite the court's rulings, in April of 2003, the Alabama legislature voted against a bill that would have removed the ban on sexual devices from the state's obscenity laws. Ironically, this vote made the entire obscenity law illegal and unenforceable. The original case being considered by a federal appeals court, the controversy continues to date.
Reclaiming cunt. We've been threatening to create a map of all the vagina-friendly cities. Welcome, Yonkers! There have been many surprises. Islamabad, Pakistan joined in recently. Nairobi, Kenya was huge. And Birmingham, Alabama. There are many vagina holiday zones. New York City, Paris, Sarajevo, Manila, Santa Fe, Rome, and Sydney. San Francisco has a status of its own, and it is a vagina World Fair zone. Pittsburgh is most definitely a vagina holiday zone. They are wild for vaginas in Pittsburgh. A woman from Pittsburgh was obsessed about a particular word, a pejorative word used to describe the vagina. Her mission was to reconceive the word.
I call it cunt. I've reclaimed it. Cunt. I really like it. Cunt. Listen to it. Cunt. Cup. 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 Cavern. Cackle. Clit. Cute. Come closed. Closed inside. Inside top. Then you. Curvy, inviting, shark-skinned uniforms. Under. Up. Urge. Then hun. Snug letters fitting together perfectly. Nest. Now. Nexus. Nice. Nice. Always depth. Always round in uppercase. Cun. A jagged, wicked electrical pulse. Then soft. Warm. Cun. Then tea. Then sharp, certain tangy tea. Texture. Take. Tent. Tight. Tantalizing. Tensing. Taste. Tendrils. time, tactile, tell me, cunt, tell me,
upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown, tapping at the window, crying.
A 6-year-old girl was asked, if your vagina got dressed, what would it wear?
Red high tops and a Mets cap worn backwards.
Yes, Mets. If it could speak, what would it say?
It would say words that begin with V and T. Turtle and violin are examples.
What does your vagina remind you of?
A pretty dark peach. Or a diamond I found from a treasure and it's mine.
What's special about your vagina?
Somewhere deep inside, it has a really, really smart brain.
And what does it smell like?
Snowflakes!
I love vaginas. I love women. I do not see them as separate things. Women pay me to dominate them, to excite them, to make them come. I did not start out like this. No, to the contrary. I started out as a lawyer. But in my late 30s, I became obsessed with making women happy. It began as a mission of sorts, but then I got involved in it. I got very good at it. Kind of brilliant. It was my art. I started getting paid for it. It was as if I had found my calling.
I wore outrageous outfits when I dominated women. Lace and silk and leather, and I used props, whips, handcuffs, rope, dildos. There was nothing like this in tax law. Ooh, there were no props, no excitement, and I hated those blue corporate suits, although I wear them now from time to time in my new line of work, and they serve quite nicely. There were no props in corporate law, no wetness, no dark, mysterious foreplay, no erect nipples, no delicious mouths, but mainly there was no moaning. Not the kind I'm talking about anyway. This was the key. I see now. Moaning
was the thing that ultimately seduced me and got me addicted to making women happy. When I was a little girl and I would see women in the movies making love, making strange orgasmic moaning noises, I used to laugh. I got strangely hysterical. I couldn't believe that big, outrageous, ungoverned sounds like that came out of women.
I long to moan. I practice in front of my mirror on a tape recorder, moaning in various keys, various tones, but always when I played it back, it sounded fake. It was fake. It wasn't rooted in anything sexual really, only in my desire to be sexual. But then, when I was 10, I had to pee really bad on a car trip. It went on for almost an hour, and when I finally got to pee in this dirty little gas station, it was so exciting. I moaned as I peed. I couldn't believe it. Me moaning in a Texaco station in the middle of Louisiana. I realized right then that moans are connected with not getting what you want right away, putting things off. I realized moans were best when they were caught you by surprise. They came out of this hidden, mysterious part of you that was speaking its very own language. I realized that moans were, in fact, that language.
I became a moaner. I made most men anxious. Frankly, it terrified them. I was too loud, and they couldn't concentrate on what they were doing. They'd lose focus, and then they'd lose their contempt in the elevator. Men thought I was too intense, and some called me insane.
You come out my clothes, girl.
I began to feel bad about moaning. I got very quiet and very polite. I made noise into my pillow. I leaned. I learned to choke my moan, hold it back like a sneeze. I began to get headaches and stress-related disorders. I was becoming hopeless when I discovered women. I discovered that most women loved my moaning. But more importantly, I discovered how deeply excited I got when other women moaned, when I was responsible for other women moaning.
I made love to quiet women, and I found this place inside them, and they shocked themselves in their moaning. I made love to moaners, and they found a deeper, more penetrating moan.
It was a kind of the exact location or home of the moan. That's what I called it.
Sometimes I found it over a woman's jeans. Sometimes I snuck up on it. Off the record, quietly disarming the surrounding alarms and moving in. Sometimes I used force, but not violent. Oppressive force. More like dominating. I'm going to take you someplace. Don't worry. Lay back and enjoy the ride type of force. Sometimes I was just simply mundane. I found the moon before things even started. While we were eating salad or chicken or just casually just sitting right there with my fingers. Here, it is like that, real simple. In the kitchen, all mixed with the balsamic vinegar. Sometimes I used props. I loved props. Sometimes I made the women find their own moans right in front of me. I waited, stuck it out until she opened herself up. I wasn't fooled by the minor, more obvious moans. No. I pushed her further, all the way into her power moan.
There's a clit moan. The vaginal moan. The combo clit vaginal moan. There's an almost moan. The right on it moan. Oh yeah, right on.
The elegant moan. The wasp moan. The Jewish moan. The African American moan.
Oh shit!
The Irish Catholic moan.
Forgive me.
The mountaintop moan. The baby moan. The doggy moan. The machine gun moan. The tortured Zen moan. The diva moan. The college moan.
I should be studying.
And finally, the surprise triple orgasm moan.
I was there in the room. This piece was performed for some time without any mention of childbirth. This was a bizarre omission. But then again, a male journalist recently asked, so what's the connection? Our author, Eve Ensler, was present for the birth of her granddaughter. She was in awe of vaginas before that moment. She is in deep worship now.
I was there in the room when her vagina opened. We were all there, her mother, her husband, and I, and the nurse from the Ukraine with her whole hand stuck up there in her vagina, feeling and turning with her rubber glove as she talked casually to us, like she was turning a loaded turkey. I was there in the room when the contractions made her crawl on all fours, made unfamiliar moans leak out of her pores, and still there after hours when she just screamed suddenly wild, her arms striking at the electric air. I was there when her vagina changed from a shy sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well with a tiny stuck child inside, waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of her vagina. They changed. Saw the bruised, broken blue, the blistering tomato red, the great pink, the dark. Saw the blood like perspiration along the edges. Saw the yellow-white liquid, the shit, the clots, pushing out all the holes, pushing harder and harder. Saw through the hole the baby's head, scratches of black hair. Saw it just there behind the bone, a hard, round memory, as the nurse from the Ukraine kept turning and turning her slippery hand. I was there when each of us, her mother and I, held her leg and spread her wide, pushing with all our strength against her, pushing, and our husband sternly counting 1, 2, 3, telling her to focus harder. We looked into her then. We couldn't get our eyes out of that place. We forgot all about the vagina, I mean all of us. What else would explain our lack of awe, our lack of reverence? I was there when the doctor reached in with Alice in Wonderland spoons, and there as her vagina became a wide, operatic mouth, singing all its strength. First, the little head, then the gray flapping arms, then the fast swimming body swimming quickly into our weeping arms. I was there later when I just turned and faced her vagina. I stood and let myself see her all spread, completely exposed, mutilated, swollen, and torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hands, who was calmly sewing her there. I stood, and her vagina suddenly became a wide, red, pulsating heart. The heart is capable of sacrifice, so is the vagina. The heart is able to forgive and repair. It can change its shape to let us in, to expand to let us out. So can the vagina. It can ache for us and stretch for us, die for us, and bleed us into this difficult, wondrous world. I was there in the room. I remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you so much for being here for our show. I'm Ivy Reeves, producer and director of the Yonkers Vagina Monologues. I don't want you to leave too quickly. We do have a wine and cheese reception upstairs on the fourth floor for those who are 21 and older and you have your bands. We went a little over, but I'd like to take the time to introduce you to the Yonkers Vagina Warriors. First we have Nicole Benjamin. Nadine Burns Lyons. Brandy Campbell. gives so much of herself. You can't see it, but there's like a diamond in the middle because she is that special. She is our diamond.